Hello! So today I'm going to be talking about Tell Me Everything by Elizabeth Strout. That's right, everybody, I have begun my Women's Prize for Fiction shortlist journey. I often dip my toes into the Women's Prize for Fiction shortlist, and some years I just smash out the entire list. Last year I managed to get through them all, and I'm kind of hoping I can do the same this year. Of course, one of the books on the list, Tell Me Everything by Elizabeth Strout, is book 5. Book 5. So, however, I was only one book behind. So I read O. William when it was on the Booker Prize list. Shortlist? Long list? Shortlist? Long list. I actually like that book. I know a lot of people seem to really despise Elizabeth Strout, and a lot of people seem to really, really love Elizabeth Strout. And I am perfectly in the middle. I think she's good. I don't think she's utter horse crap like some people do. I don't think her novels are just novels in which nothing happens. I think you've got to look a bit deeper than that. It's literary fiction. It's not all about the plot, you know. So I do think that she has something to offer, but at the same time, you know, it's not incredible. It's not incredible. So anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. I started with O. William, which was book 3 in the series, and I went back and read the first 2 just so I could sort of get up to speed. And I think they are, as I said, I think they're decent. All of them are 3 stars, 3.5 stars. Good, very good. Nothing more than that, but glad I read them. But in order to tackle this Women's Prize for Fiction Shortlist 2025, I needed to read Lucy by the Sea. And I'm going to do a very quick review of Lucy by the Sea before I talk about Tell Me Everything. I hated it. I absolutely despise this book. Pointless. Nobody was asking for a COVID story from the middle class to upper class perspective. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares. I found the book utterly pathetic. Really pathetic. Oh no, I'm not going to be able to go to the shops. Yeah, people are dying. People are dying, and the novel tries to sort of talk about this in some sort of way, like, oh, I lost a dear friend. Oh, did you? Yeah, thousands of people were dying. There were mothers with 4 children living in 1-bedroom flats throughout the entirety of it. That's hell. That's hell. That's a story and a struggle that maybe we might learn something from, the kind of the power to get through a situation like that. But this middle class bullshit just drove me insane. There is only one good thing that comes out of the novel Lucy by the Sea, and that's the introduction of the character Bob, who I kind of fell in love with. And don't get me wrong, my anger at how pathetic this book was in its dealings with COVID and the lead protagonist, and how up her own bottom she is, and how, I don't know, I just didn't care, and it made me hate her. I used to like her. There's parts about her that I obviously didn't like, old Lucy Barton, but this novel properly made me hate her as a character, and just her stupidity and naivety, and also at the author Elizabeth Strout for thinking that the world needed a COVID novel like this. It all made me very, very angry, and this was just to get me in the position to read the first book from the shortlist. So yeah, it wasn't a great start, and it wasn't even a book from the shortlist. Anyway, let's put that all aside. I can't be bothered to go into it. There are lots of things that I kind of enjoyed. I say kind of enjoyed. There are things within Lucy by the Sea that I enjoyed, but they've got nothing to do with the COVID thing, and I really think it was just such a stupid decision on Elizabeth Strout's part. But it's the things like the development of William's relationship with Lucy, the development of this stage of Lucy's life and moving to Maine. I thought that was an interesting decision. In fact, I would have loved it all if there just wasn't COVID in the background, because it just ruined everything and it made everyone just so pathetic. Okay, rant over. It's done. The rant is done. Let's crack on now. Let's get on with Tell Me Everything. So this whole novel, thematically, we're looking at age and sort of reflection. We're looking at communication, but in the various different lives. We're looking at the impact on what a lack of communication can do. And we're also looking at justice and morality. Set in the fictional town of Crosby, Maine, Tell Me Everything sort of brings together the lives of various characters we have been introduced to in various Elizabeth Strout novels. It's all the same universe, everybody. It's all the same universe. But good news for me, everybody, because my favourite character from Lucy by the Sea, Bob, he is sort of like the main focus in this novel. He is a 65-year-old lawyer, although I can't remember if I got confused on this. I thought in Lucy by the Sea he was retired, but maybe he's a retired lawyer, and in this one he comes back on the job, and I just missed that bit of him like being like, oh, I'll take on this case. But either way, he's a 65-year-old lawyer, and he gets entangled in this murder case. And as Bob is dealing with this murder case, he is also dealing with his various extended family members, his brother, his brother's wife, his brother's children, his own marriage, and also like this building sort of connection he has with Lucy Barton. There's a lot going on for old Bob, and yeah, I was in. And the rest of the novel just unfolds with us focusing on different characters and their various relationships as they build or they fall apart, and fall apart and get mended again. It's that kind of novel. Plot-wise, we really just have the murder case that is sort of driving everything. Other than that, it's just a novel about the relationships, about the people, and about that sort of reflection and aging process, and that kind of, what does it all mean thing that this novel is really diving into. So what did I like and what didn't I like? What I liked. So the first thing that I loved is the characters and the character development in this one. Of course, I love Bob. Bobby Dazzler is the absolute dream. He's a great character to focus on. He was a clear standout from the last novel, and I thought it was a really smart decision, to base everything sort of around him. Old Olive Kitteridge is also in this novel in a much more prominent way. She gets mentioned in Lucy by the Sea, but she's actually in this one, and Lucy and Olive get together and have these sort of discussions every now and again. They share these stories with each other, and they're both a big fan of Bob, and he's the sort of like, he brings them all together. I liked all the characters, I really did. William definitely takes a massive back seat in this one. We don't get as much time with William, but he's had his time. He's had 2 books worth, and I feel like we've kind of got to where we need to get to with William and where he's at with his life. As said, there are things in Lucy by the Sea that I really enjoyed, and his development as a character was one that I really enjoyed. Yeah, but all the characters are great. I enjoy them all. They're all good. I say great. They're all good. You know what I mean? I really enjoy reading about them. Even the ones that really, really pissed me off, thankfully, weren't in this one as much. Yeah, good job. And the next thing that I think Elizabeth Strout does incredibly well, and come at me if you think I'm wrong, but I think she has mastered the art of being able to write a book that is can work as a standalone, like really, really work as a standalone. You could pick any one of the Lucy Barton books up and just read them, and actually, I don't think you would feel lost, and I don't think you would feel like you are missing too much. However, Elizabeth Strout's superpower is also being able to incorporate all of her past works in this book in a way that makes you feel like, oh my god, it absolutely exists as part of this canon. And yet also it can be read. I think the balance there is just amazing in how she does it. And yeah, maybe that's why she keeps getting nominated for prizes. I don't know. Or maybe she's just really, really well connected and that's why she keeps getting nominated. But she seems to just be everywhere with books that are like, 3, 4 and 5 in a series of books. It's like, why now? But yeah, anyway, I really love that about her work. And the final thing I really liked, and actually I'm going to add one on here, I do think her prose is really, really simple, but yet she is able to conjure up a lot within it. I think it's really, really simple, but don't be deceived by it. I think she's doing some really smart things. Again, I might be answering my own question of why does she keep getting nominated for prizes? And I actually think that as far as literary fiction goes, she is able, in a really simplistic, really plain, straightforward prose, all the way through, able to convey and get the reader to think really, really deeply about some really sort of universal themes about aging and life and relationships. That is kind of why I liked O. Williams so much. Yeah, and maybe that's why she keeps getting nominated. Like, maybe people are just, I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe I just read that and I look into it in that way and other people don't. But I think there's something going on that's so simple but yet can be quite profound at times. There you go. What didn't I like? So even though I've said that these books are not about the plot, because they're just not, and this one actually does a much better job than Lucy by the Sea, because the whole murder mystery thing really sort of gets things moving, I do feel like, and I do agree with everyone that, I don't think, when people say nothing happens in her books, that's, what are you talking about? Like loads. Life is happening. like the small little things in life, the exchanges, the stories we tell with people, that is life happening. And so lots happen in her books. But I do agree with the fact that I do feel like with these interconnected stories and these interconnected lives, there could be more of a push on, plot-wise, different stories unfolding and different things happening, rather than it always being about sort of sharing a story of someone in the past, actually propelling things forward in the now within the novel. I think it would just make them, like, these books are never going to hit past a 3 to 3.5 star for me because of that. And if they were able to do that, then we would be looking at 4-star, 5-star novels for me, because they would be giving me everything I want. And unfortunately, yeah, just plot-wise, for my personal tastes, they don't do enough. And the final thing I didn't like, and I sort of didn't hide this earlier, and then I sort of tried to hide it a little bit in my review, but I've just really grown to hate Lucy. I've grown to hate her, despite, like, I think she's awful. She's an awful person. And just the privilege of her. And what's hilarious is it's always talking back about kind of like how she grew up and where she came from and what she sort of had to deal with. You know, growing up very, very, very poor. But you can't keep leaning on that anymore as oh, well, I grew up poor, so look how well I've done. I'm allowed to act the way I want to act now because I did it all myself. It's like, bravo, yeah, but it doesn't mean you have to act like a dick. And some people may read this book and not see Lucy Barton as a dickhead. I don't know. Maybe that says something about you and how you view the world. But yeah, I don't know. I've grown to hate her. Just really, really hate her. But it is a big plus for this book that she is a background. It doesn't start off that way. It starts off and you're a bit like, here we go, it's the Lucy show again. But it very quickly becomes about Bob. And I was really thankful for that. It bumped this novel up a lot. So there you go. That's my likes and dislikes on Oh, Tell Me Everything. I enjoyed this one. I thought it was very good. I'm going to give it 3.5 stars out of 5. It's going to blow you away, but I do think it deserves to be on this shortlist. I know. Come at me. Come at me. I do. I think Elizabeth Strout does some things really, really well in a really accessible, everyone's able to engage and think way. And I don't know, for the people and all that, I think that's good. I think that means more people can access it. More people don't have to have read 1,000 literary fiction novels to understand poetic prose or the meaning, just all of that shit. Sometimes I'm just like, yeah, just say it simply, but, in a way that makes you think. And I like her for that. I do like her for that, even though I now hate Lucy Barton as a character. There you go. Yeah, 3.5 stars. I thought it was very good. Okay, so the good news is, as far as the shortlist is concerned, is I haven't got too much work to do because I've already read all 4s. Check my channel for a review of that. I have already read... What else have I already read? I've already read Safekeep, and I've got a review of that as well. And now I've read Tell Me Everything. I've only got 3 books left, so actually that's easily doable before the announcement. I forgot what happens at the end of a prize then. Before the winner gets announced. I am doing a plod along. I'm doing a plod along. I'm plodding along, plod along. I'm plodding along. Yes, I'm doing the old plod along in a couple of Sundays' time. So yeah, come join me for that. I'll put more information about that in the old... It's the plod along. You know the plod along. If you don't know the plod along, then where have you been? So, have you read Tell Me Everything? And if so, what did you think about it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comments below. As always, I want to thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying whatever you might be reading, and I'll see you all on the next one. Bye.